Isn't it true that I think it was Chronicles where God says that you can take slaves from the tribes other than Israel, and you may keep them forever, and they shall be your property, but only the tribes of Israel must you keep for, you can only keep for 7 years? Is that not the case? Because, and then I also think there was something about, like, you can beat your slaves as long as they don't die for within a day or two. I mean, is that indentured servitude if you can beat someone almost to death? Is that indentured servitude, or is that the sort of slavery we think of when we think of slavery?
Sir, Chronicles, Leviticus is not the Roman Empire.
It's the Bible, though. So
We were talking about Paul and his comments on slavery. Now you've asked a different question.
Yeah,
very good
one.
A
different question. Yeah.
Right. Okay. All the cultures surrounding Israel celebrated slavery. When you read Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, what you see is God is beginning to limit slavery. He's also beginning to limit polygamy. He's beginning to limit a lot of sinful behavior. What you have there in Exodus, Leviticus, and Deuteronomy is moral legislation for a nation of Israel. When you have the Ten Commandments, you have moral absolutes. Matthew chapter 19 tips you off to that when people come to Jesus and say, "Hey, Jesus, why did Moses say, write your spouse a certificate of divorce and then send her away?" And he responds, "Moses allowed that because your hearts were hard." And that tips us off to the fact that a lot of that moral legislation in Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy was in response to the hardness of hearts. God was tightening the noose on slavery, polygamy, a lot of sin.